Sam, Flying Kite. This is the horror show, and I don't have the copy of it on hand. I have Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Came out in 1994. It's about an hour and 30. This is, I should have said this earlier, this is week 16. Don Coscarelli directs it, of course. The music is composed by Myrow, who returns for the third time, and Christopher L. Stone. Mike Baldwin returns to play Mike. Reggie Bannister returns to play Reggie. Bill Thornberry comes back to play Jody, because it's been like 15 years? 15 years since Jody's been on the big screen. Boom, there he is right there. That's pretty cool. Gloria Lynn Henry plays Rocky. Kevin Connors plays Tim, and of course Angus Scrimm plays the Tall Man. So this one's a bit more interesting because it's going to be So the idea of this movie is that you pick up where you left off in the second one, and how the second one ends is the Tall Man having Mike and Liz in the car. Reggie is kind of left to die, or he's just kind of left. He gets thrown out of the car, and he's all bleeding, so you think he might die or whatever. And the Tall Man is driving off with them. And in the beginning of the third one, Reggie is fine. He's able to get up and try to chase after them. The car crashes, I think, at some point. I think. Mike gets out, but the Tall Man kills Liz, and Mike kind of like becomes unconscious, and Reggie gets there to save him and protect him before the Tall Man's able to get him. And so Reggie takes Mike and is trying to like, take him to a good place, trying to get him like to be himself again. But then the Tall Man comes back and he gets Mike, and so then it kind of becomes a back and forth of, it's kind of like a tug of war between the Tall Man and Reggie, roughly. The Tall Man gets him, and so now Reggie's on the chase trying to get him before the Tall Man can do whatever he wants with Mike. And then, the Tall Man chasing after Mike to get him and do whatever he wants with him. Reggie meets Rocky and Tim, who are new characters, of course. Tim is kind of reminiscent a bit of Mike from the very first Phantasm movie. Rocky is just a new character to be like that side chick that Reggie wants to, have a good time with. And it's like the three of them trying to go and find Mike. Because one of the silver balls kills Rocky's friend, and the Tall Man destroyed Tim's town, and Tim's the last survivor. So it's the three of them, and they're off to meet the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And then the ending, right? It's a plot twist ending. Well, I'll talk about the ending in a little bit. The story is a 4 out of 5 for me, and it's a fine story, but it kind of just seems like they tried to not copy. It's not a copy, because there are differences, but when it's all said and done, it just feels like it's trying to be like the second one. So it gives me the same kind of vibes. Now, this isn't really fair because I don't think this movie was supposed to be the way it turned out, but it did. Three from Hell, Rob Zombie's third movie in that trilogy, because it's like, if I'm not mistaken, Sid Haig was supposed to be a huge character, but then he died during the filming of the movie, if I'm not mistaken, or like right before. No, I think it was during, because there are news shots in that. And so the movie ended up just turning out to being like The Devil's Rejects, except a different ending. And it's like, oh, you just made the same movie, just kind of different. It's not necessarily that, but you could kind of feel it, especially the ending. It's more of like, it's storylines trying to be more like the second one, and then the ending is trying to be more like the first one. But anyway, it's a fine story. It's well, I would say the only real problems with this movie, and as I'll kind of go along them, are that the characters are kind of, they're fine, but you know, I don't know, it doesn't really hit the same. And then Reggie is just, you know, some guy who's just always wanting to have a good time and never can get it. So it's, you know, he's always just so, you know, horny all the time, which is fine. But I guess, you know, the one thing I guess about Reggie that kind of just gets me a little bit is that in the very first movie, now you didn't really know Reggie that much, but from what you can get out of Reggie, who Reggie was, something happened and he completely changed his character. Oh yeah, his family gets killed, and so I guess his family gets killed, then that's like the good part of him that dies also with them. And so now he's just a guy that wants to just get laid. Like, I mean, I get you're a guy, you know, guys want to do that stuff, but like, come on, I mean, dude, you almost died in the second one because the girl that you were with, that you were messing around with, ended up being the tall man. So, you know, but that's like, it's just, I don't know. He's a fun character, but when you look at it like that, then it's like, now, I would say he gets better. Like, he kind of, it's like the second one, well, I don't want to just go and spoil it all, but the second one, he's, you know, trying to just, you know, I guess feel better about what's going on, and that's what's supposed to help him. The third one is, you know, him just trying to cope a little bit. And the fourth one, he kind of starts giving up on that want. But then the fifth one, it's like, in the fifth one, he's a really old guy. So, you know, even if he really wanted to, it's like, if he finally got lucky, like, he's already sleeping. But that's for the fifth one. We'll talk more about that later. Characters are a 4. I think I already said that. The music's a 4 out of 5. Music's pretty good, but, you know, I don't know. Just everything about this movie kind of just seems like they kind of took a step backwards. Not like a huge step, but, you know, a step nonetheless. The setting is a 3 because it just, as I said, it kind of just seems like they're trying to copy storyline-wise the first one, and it's basically driving through the desert, and then there's the town, and now, given there's a lot more like deserted towns and abandoned towns, but I don't know, it just seemed like they were just trying to be like the second one, except a little extra, but it's still the same thing. Atmosphere's a 4. As I said, it's fine, it's good. It just feels like they took a step backwards, and I suppose that's kind of what happens, you know, when you go back to being indie and you're trying to make a movie. And this is 5-6 years later, filming wise, right? It's like 5-year gap roughly. There's a lot of interesting moments in this movie, but it's just, when it's all said and done, this is a movie that you would think came out in the 80s, but when you see that it came out in 1994, you also get that too, because it's, you know, a lot of cheesy movies came out then and whatnot, and this is certainly that. Which, it's, you know, it's fine. Phantasm, I think this is the only one that's like, at least in my opinion, when I think of like a cheesy horror movie, this is the only one that's like really cheesy, and I'm fine with that. As I've said before, you know, you could have a movie like Troll 2 and it's still a great movie because it's so awful. But as I said, if it's great, if it's good, if it's so bad that it's good, then it's all fine. And this, I would say, it's fine. The ending, the ending kind of felt like it was a plot twist just to be a plot twist. Just to be like, oh, each ending has to be a plot twist, so this one's gonna be one too. And I guess it's fine, but like, but you know, it's whatever. You know, I sound a bit dead. I won't sound dead for the next one, okay? But I guess, as I said, he's the Lord of the Dead. I'm supposed to be a bit dead. Sorry about that. So, IMDb has this movie a 6 out of 10. I have it as a 3.8 out of 5. So, definitely like fine to go watch. Definitely one to at least check out one time. But a lot of great shots and a lot of great moments, but when it's all said and done, this is just one that's like, if I wanted to put a Phantasm movie on, this is not the one I put on. But yeah. I'm Sam, Flying Kite. This is week 16 of the horror show, and I did Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. Not terrible, but, you know. I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.